All right, so let's keep talking about side control tips. What I'm going to address in this next video is a position we call the pry bar, and it's probably one of the best, most efficient, and strong ways to keep somebody from being able to turn into you from the bottom and do a elbow knee type of position or a shrimp escape. So from here I start off the same way. I'm sitting out towards the head, and what I want to do is everything we talked about first and foremost. So I have my hip attached right up against Matt's hip, my elbow is tight in, make sure I got the underhook, which means I'm always underneath his elbow. If I lean back, he can start to frame against my body from here, and can reverse the position or throw his leg over my head. So I want to have my head slightly forward. And now from here, regardless of what I'm doing with his arm, just keep it tucked in. Regardless of what I'm doing with his arm here, if I have it beat or trying to pick it up or what have you, trying to get underneath it with my leg, I want to make sure I'm blocking out the near side hip. But as soon as I feel Matt is trying to move his body to the side, okay, I stay attached on the hip, and what I'm looking for is if he gets any rotation. So if he starts to, say, bridge, or he starts to shrimp, now see, that's different, that's rotation. He's not just moving out. Moving to the side, I get with the connection of my hip. So he moves out, okay, from here, I'm heavy, I have weight transferred into his body, that's rotation, okay. As soon as I have that, I know that if he connects his elbow and his knee together, he's gonna be into an escape, and I'm gonna have to be in a scramble. So from here, essentially, you notice in a hip escape, that his knees and his head are coming together so he can move his hips away. So really the idea here is that anything I do, like this is a version of a pry bar, where I just put weight on my hand and I straighten my arm out, and you see what happens to his head. It's going to be difficult. He has to shrimp again. Okay, go ahead. To be able to get some space. So the idea here is that on a pry bar, I'll show you the gi specific way first. I want to be able to see my hand on the far side of his head. What I'm doing is just bringing my thumb inside, and then as soon as, I'm just loose here, as soon as I feel Matt start to shrimp away, I raise my elbow, okay? This is very similar to like a tie clinch where you're high up on the head, except the purpose is to keep his head away. So raising that elbow, not so high that my arm pops off, but also not down on the jaw, okay? So from here, I wanna be able to see my knuckles on the far side. Matt bumps and starts to shrimp, okay, from here. Now I can either reattach my hip and just keep this position until he settles down and I get him flat again, or I could use this to turn back into it. Second way to do it is with an S grip. This will work gi or no gi. So I can be in here like this, I can already have it nice and loose. Matt starts to move out, and now I have this. And the key here is that the underhooking hand will be palm up, because that's facilitating keeping my elbow down mechanically, and the one that's cross-facing is palm away. So from here, that's going to facilitate me bringing my elbow up. So from here, Matt goes to escape, good. I come here and I bring my hip back into him,